Hello. In this video we're going to learn how to create an invoice. We're using the same sample Sparkles file that we've been using recently. We're going to use that same file to create an invoice. So we're going to do that first by making sure that we go to our customer center, right? We're going to create an invoice for JL Jewelers. That's the most recent customer that we've added, and JL Jewelers is now going to order some materials. So if we go to our Home tab, so we'll always likely start from our Home tab, we can click on the Create Invoice button on the Home tab in the Customer Center. So we'll click on Create Invoices, and an invoice form appears that you'll see at the top here. In the first box, the customer box, we're going to click on JL Jewelers. That's the customer that we're going to create the invoice for. You'll notice that when we do that, it automatically populates the invoice to and the ship to fields. First thing we're going to do is change the date to today's date. So notice how the date is showing. So it starts with month, then the day, then the year, with slashes in between. So because this particular file is 2007, if we went to our calendar, it would take us a long time to scroll through to get to today's date. So I'm just going to cover that, and I'm just going to type in the month, 03. The day today is the 4th, 04, 2015. I'm just going to type it in. That way it's much quicker. QuickBooks automatically puts in the invoice number. It keeps track of the invoices as we create them, and will automatically drop the number in when we create a new one. If there was a purchase order that we had completed for this customer, we would put that purchase order number in the system as well, so that we could keep all of that paperwork together. The terms that we used when we set up this customer are dropped in to the terms box. So if the customer pays within 10 days, then the discount will be applied by QuickBooks. We can choose which way we're going to ship, so we can ship it by Canada Post, UPS, whatever way that we want to choose. And we can indicate if the shipping is freight on board or if it's at the shipping point. So then we go into the body of the form, the invoice. If you click in the first row, you'll notice that the first column is quantity. We're going to order one, or this customer is ordering one, of a particular item. You'll notice in the item column there's a drop-down arrow. You click on that, and all of the inventory items that have been added by our company as we've gone along in business are available there. This customer is going to order one D101. So we find D101, and it's a diamond. $400 is the price. And then they also want to order two of item D103. Also a diamond, different carats. And that price is $2,500 for a total of $5,000. So you'll see that the total invoice then, QuickBooks automatically applies the HST, because that was set up when we set up our company, and it automatically applies the balance due. So that's basically what we do when we create an invoice. We make sure the company name is in the invoice, that we have the correct date. The dates are extremely important because QuickBooks will use those dates to determine when the invoice gets paid if the discount gets applied. So it is extremely important to make sure that you check the date when you're creating an invoice or paying bills, because QuickBooks will use that to apply discounts. QuickBooks automatically applies the HST, and then you can see that the balance due is 6102. Click on Save and Close, and all of that information that you put into that invoice is now saved. So if you were to go back to your customer center, you'll see that JL Jewelers, who previously had a zero balance, now has a balance of $6,102 because you've created an invoice.